Good evening, Mayor, council members, and neighbors. My name is Jim Anthony. I live at 924 Vance Street in Raleigh. I'm the founder of APG Companies. For more than 4 decades, I've been deeply invested in Clayton as a developer, advisor, and neighbor. I own this property, which is the subject of the hearing, and I have for 30 years. I helped save 2 historic textile mills that still flank downtown, the Barber Textile Mill, now home to Deep River Brewing Company, which I helped start, and the Clayton Spinning Mill. I also developed the U.S. Post Office, preserved historic homes, and facilitated land transactions for the latest Novo Nordisk expansion. I brokered the sale of the Carolina Overlook site, now the Del Webb community. Tonight, I'd like to begin with the story of Wayman Pritchard, the founder of the Raleigh Rescue Mission. He dedicated his life to serving some of the most vulnerable people in our area. His vision lives on both in the mission and in the legacy of this property here in Clayton, which is now the site of Riverwood Athletic Club. That's why this road bears his name. It's our responsibility to honor that legacy with development that serves the community well. I believe that the Dominium project not only serves that legacy that Mr. Pritchard built, but advances it. Riverwood's always been about health, family, and active living. Fred Smith had a vision, and I was proud to join him along with 3 other partners to acquire the first 1,350 acres of farmland that became this community. Fred intentionally placed the athletic and swim club, the commercial corners, and even a church site to anchor a vibrant, balanced neighborhood. That original vision still matters, and it's why we must be thoughtful about how the remaining pieces of this community are completed. From the beginning, the entry corners of this project were planned for commercial and retail uses. And under the current B3 zoning, the site already allows high-intensity development, apartments, retail stores, gas stations, tire shops, and other commercial uses, as you've heard. That's important context, but tonight is not about whether the site will be developed, it's how it will be developed. Change is never easy. Zoning decisions affect neighborhoods where families live, work, and raise children. It's natural to feel cautious. But the real question is whether the change makes Clayton stronger or not. Here are the facts. Under the current zoning, this family could host apartments along with many high-traffic commercial uses. The last project approved for this lot was a senior living community financed with 9% low-income housing tax credits, deepest level of affordability possible. That project was denied tax credits initially for technical reasons, but Fred and his partners reapplied across the street, and the 50-unit senior living community that exists today was built. In 2005, I sold the True Corner across from the schools for a gas station, convenience store, and car wash. Was likely to have a sandwich shop in it as well. Eagles was the developer who bought it from me. Those uses are still permissible today without any rezoning, as we now know, because they're under construction for a small retail project, which our building will mirror to create an 18,000 square foot neighborhood center on the corner. To this day, I've turned down tenants like Dollar General and Advance Auto Parts because I didn't believe they were the right fit for Riverwood. But make no mistake, those uses are allowed and could still move forward. Traffic's the #1 concern I hear, and I want to be clear about this. The traffic issues at Riverwood come from the 2 overcrowded schools, not from this or any other property in the project. Those schools have more students, parents, and cars than anyone ever envisioned. That's a Johnson County School Board issue, and the solution is to build more schools and balance enrollment at new locations. By contrast, a 167-unit senior living community will generate very little traffic. In fact, compared to the schools, it's a flea on an elephant's back. Even so, Dominium is committed to improvements, widening Pritchard Road, adding bike and walking paths, expanding stacking space, and installing crosswalks where none exist today. This project won't worsen traffic, it will actually help. I'm tempted to ask everyone in the room if they'd like to raise their hand if they would prefer to see the allowable uses, or would they prefer to see the dominium use? I think it's obvious which one I prefer. And if someone doesn't put their hand up at all, it probably means they'd rather look at the pine trees that are on the corner. I don't blame them, but that's not reality. Clayton is a community that cares. The fact that you're here tonight proves it. This council faces difficult choices nearly every time they meet, but in this case, I believe the choice is clear. Supporting this project means supporting seniors, supporting affordability, supporting thoughtful, balanced community growth. I urge you all to support Dominium and approve this project. Thank you.
Thank you.